Hello, it's your girl Lucy B here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to go over how to change your gestures on your VRChat avatar. So when you move your fingers, your face will do different expressions other than the default ones that it came with. We'll also go over how to delete your expressions and disable them as well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to change your gestures from the default ones like this into new ones like this. Not only will we be going over how to change your facial gestures, but also how to delete them if you no longer want them on your avatar, or to make it so they only appear on one of your hands. I hope this video helps you, and let's just jump right into Unity. Alright, here we are in Unity. Alright, so the very first thing that we need to do is pick out an expression set that we can use for chocolate. I'll show you ways on how to program your own expressions manually later on in the video, but for now, let's go ahead and pick out some expressions that work. This is our mint chocolate that we worked on last video. All we need to do is search Booth and find the right expressions. So what I have here is the chocolate tag. As you can see, there's 3,916 items to choose from, so that's quite a lot. What I usually like to do is narrow down the search a little bit with filters here. So first we'll go to category 3D models, and then subcategory could be 3D accessories, or it could be 3D tools and systems, or it could be 3D motion and animation. So I just like to keep that open. We can just do subcategory all, and they're usually around under $5. You can get them for free sometimes too. So I usually like to have the limit at 500 yen. It's around 350 USD. So submit, and go ahead and look through and see if you can find any face animations. It might take a little bit, but just scroll through and see what you can find. Ah, here we go. On the second page, here's the face animation set we're going to use. So I open it up on this tab. I would highly recommend following Shapeshifter Clinic. They have so many free facial animations for all kinds of avatars. So they have this one for Manuka, Raroon, Miltina. They have so many free face animations for all of these avatars here. I'll link them down in the description. So this is the one we're going to be using today. She comes with plenty of face animations, and they're free down here. Now that there's a jelly eye blink animation which costs money, and these items also cost money, this includes everything, but we're just going to download the free one today. Comes with some poses and some facial animations, but we need the facial animations to get the gestures to work properly. So let's download those. All right, once we've downloaded those, I did just want to mention a couple of other things. So for chocolate specifically and other avatars, when you mess with the blend shapes of the eyes, sometimes the eyes look really weird and get distorted when you blink and do certain gestures. So if you're seeing that happen, like your eyes are slightly open when you're blinking and all of that, I would highly recommend this blend shape blink fix asset right here. I'll link it in the description too so you have it, but if you're experiencing problems like this where your eye is deforming when you're blinking, you can download that as well. I've already installed that to my avatar. It was super easy. And then Face Emo, I will also link this in the description. It helps you create gestures and expressions, and it's very intuitive instead of actually going into the animation parameters and doing it yourself. First things first, all we need to do is find the expressions that we just downloaded and put them in our project. So let me find those. I will just drag it right into the assets folder down here. Perfect, so it should be under Shapeshifter Clinic. And there's these 4 little animations. So where do we put these animation files? I was really confused with this at first too, but don't worry, I'll show you where to put them. I'll show you what her face gesture animations look like right now. So this for the fist, open, victory, rock and roll, gun, thumbs up. I think a lot of these are cute, but we can go about replacing some of them. So let's get out of play mode. First thing you're going to want to do is click on your avatar here. So what we're going to be editing is these animation layers over here. So I double clicked on the gesture layer. The gesture layer is essentially what your hand does. So this is making her hand go into a peace sign. This is making it go into the rock and roll. This has nothing to do with the face. I just wanted to show you where this was first because we're going to need that later. Let's go into her FX controller, and this is where we're going to be editing the animation. So on the fist, we have the F blink animation here. Open, we have F smile. Point, we have FBE-1, and so on and so forth. What we're going to be doing is putting the animations we just obtained into this motion section here. So first we need to go to our folder with the animations we just obtained. So let's click on the folder here, go to chocolate, and then we can put these animations in place of any of these animations here. So fist, that's just blink. Maybe we'll put the cross there. Open, we'll put the shy there. Points, put the highlight here. Let's say thumbs up, we wanted to put the highlight heart here. And that's how you would program the animations manually into each hand gesture so it'll change the face. Some animations, though, will not work in this method. I just wanted to show you the manual method first before I showed you the tool called Face Emo. In this case, the animations that we obtained only work with the Face Emo plugin. So let's download that, get it in our project, and we'll show you how it works right now. Today we're going to be working with this program called Face Emo. It makes the face expressions so much easier to deal with rather than actually manually going into the animation parameters and doing it yourself. This is a very helpful tool. It's totally free, so download it here. And then we'll go ahead and add it to our project. The reason why I started using Face Emo instead of doing it manually is because it's super easy to preview the animation of the face. That way you don't have to replace the animations, go into play mode, and test every one just to see what the face looks like. This is a super convenient way to visualize everything. All right, so we'll go ahead and go to the menu here, Face Emo, new menu. And then let's drag our avatar into the descriptor here, and we'll launch it. We'll add a new expression pattern here, and we do not need to enable blink for the facial animations, so uncheck that. Lip sync, we'll check that. Mouth morph canceller, we'll keep that. And I'm just going to name it custom expressions. And then we'll add an expression here. So let's add a couple of them. 3, 4, 5. Let's uncheck enable blinking. And then let's find our animations we just downloaded. So this is going to be left hand, and then we'll do fist to replace the fist, let's say. Let's find our animations down here. Let's put this one in here. So you can see the face right here of what it's going to look like. And then we'll do left hand open. Eye blink, we'll uncheck that. It's up to you if you want to check that or not, but then we'll do shy for the second one. Left hand points. We'll do this one here. Kind of a crazy looking face for that, but that's okay. And then left hand victory or the peace sign. We'll put that in here. And then the last one we'll do left hand rock and roll. And we'll put this in here. All right, this only came with 5 animations. Those are the only animations we can put in here at this time. But there are ones that aren't free that have hundreds of animations that you can use. So let's apply it to our avatar and see how it works. All right, let's test it out. Yep, that's a new face. That's a new face. Looks like it deleted all of our original expressions that we had. So what we can do is go in and find the original expressions that we had and put them into these different parameters here. So I'll show you how to do that quick. So every avatar comes with a ton of facial expressions. If you didn't know, most of them actually come with more that are actually assigned to your avatar's gestures, which is really nice and super convenient. So you can switch it out at any time. Let me show you. So we'll go into assets and then we'll go into chocolate and then we'll go into animations and then facial. And there's all of these animations. Some of them were unused. So let's go ahead and put them on her different hands. What you can do is you can do one hand on this, which is nice. So say you only want to use one hand for expressions, you can do that. So we'll add a couple more and put some of her default animations in there as well, so we have every single one available. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably that will work. All right, this is the one we ended with. We'll do left hand gun, then we'll do maybe this one in here. Cute, okay. Left hand thumbs. We'll try this one here. Do smile one for thumbs up. I think that's cute. All right, now let's work on the right hand, or you can do any hands or both hands as well. So say I wanted all of these expressions on both of my hands, whether I put up my right thumb or my left thumb, like I would want it to be the same for both. You can go ahead and do both hands here for all of these, but I want them separate on either hand. So I'm going to go through and we're going to do the right hand now. So the right hand fist, let's try Jitome. And then for the right hand open, we can do joy too. So next we'll do right hand point. That one looks kind of upset. We'll try this one. And then right hand victory. So the peace sign. That's cute for the peace sign. We'll keep that. Right hand rock and roll. Let's find something sassy for that. Hmm. Okay, I like that one for rock and roll. Okay. Right hand gun, so the L shape. Let's find a cute animation for that. Sure, we'll make an angry face. And then right hand thumbs up. How about we'll do surprise for that one? Perfect, and that's all of the gestures for both hands. Looks like we have an extra one here, so let's just delete it. A couple of other things to keep in mind is you can also do combinations. So say you want to make a face when you have one finger pointed up and the other one in a peace sign. You can do that here. You can do all patterns. You can do up to 63 expressions on one avatar, which is super convenient and you can get super creative with it. But for now, I think we'll just stick with these. So we'll apply to avatar and we'll check it out. I'll show you how it works. All right, let's test her out. All right, let's check out those new faces. Fist, open, finger point, victory, rock and roll, gun, thumbs up. See how they're different on both hands? And you are done. You are ready to change your expressions for your VRChat avatar, and you're good to go. Now you can switch up your expressions with the Face Emo plugin. Super convenient and super easy to move around and change your facial expressions when you move your hands in different ways. Now, I've had other questions in regards to facial expressions. What if I don't want any facial expressions at all? Well, what we would need to do is remove the Face Emo prefab and just go through and delete all of the animations. What you would go ahead and do is go into chocolate, go to your facial, and then just delete everything here. Keep in mind that this cannot be undone, so back up your project before you do that. But by deleting these, when you move your fingers, the face won't do anything because the animations won't exist anymore. That's a simple way I've gotten around it. For example, I had this prefab that needed gestures turned on to work. And I don't usually use gestures, which is why it took me so long to make this video. They're not really important to me, but I know they're important to a lot of people. But I just deleted every single animation for my face in here. Make sure you're not deleting like the blink animation or any other like idle face animations, just the facial animations here. Alternatively, what you can go ahead and do is go into the animator, go to our FX layer, delete every animation here. So click on, for example, F blink and just hit delete on your keyboard and it will delete it out of there as well. For some avatars that doesn't work, so what I do is hold down Control on my keyboard, click everything here, and then just hit the delete key and it'll get rid of it as well. But make sure you're doing that for both the left and the right hand. Another question I get asked a lot is, what if I don't want any gestures on my hands, but I want them on a menu? Like I want a toggle actually, like in my avatar's face, so I can change my expressions for, let's say, pictures or recordings or anything like that. Well, I'll show you how to do that really quick today too. So it doesn't matter where you write the toggle, but typically I just write the toggle on the face here. And then what I do is add component, toggle VRC Fury, and then I'll do custom slash new facial expressions. I'll just say happy one, option, say between worlds, add action. And instead of like a blend shape or toggle here, what we're going to do is hit animation clip, right? So let's drag in the animation clip to this. We'll do happy one, we'll do smile. And then what I like to do is copy component, add component, toggle, paste component values. And this one will be happy two. And then I'll go ahead and put smile two in here. What I like to do, so I know what the face actually looks like, is put it into play mode and do that face. Take a screenshot of it and then erase the background and use it as a menu icon. All right, so I'll show you. Custom, new facial expressions, happy one and happy two. We just programmed these toggles with VRC Fury and the animation clip function. What I actually like to do is when you're in play mode here, take a screenshot with the snipping tool. And then what we can do is actually use this image here as the icon. So when you see Happy 2 here, there's a picture of her face, and you know what face you're actually going to make. For example, this client wanted this same thing done, and I took it into Photoshop and just sort of erased around the edges so it was a transparent image. So she knows what face she's using. So it's super easy to do. Let's go to that toggle we just wrote. And then we'll do options and we'll do set a custom menu icon. Let's find that screenshot we just took. Usually it's in your pictures and then screenshots. We'll drag it right in here. And then we can use it as the picture. There it is. All right, let's test it out in play mode and I'll show you. And look, the little icon is right here so we can see exactly what face that she's making before we click it. It's not required. I mean, you don't have to do a custom menu icon here if you don't want to, but I like to because it makes it less confusing for me at least, and I thought it'd be a helpful tip to teach you. Another thing with Face Emo I forgot to mention earlier is that it installs a menu here too. So even if you have gestures turned off in VRChat within your radial menu, you can go in and select the facial expressions here as well. They're all right here. So you don't necessarily have to create like custom new facial expressions and write your own toggles manually. It will do that for you, but I just wanted to teach you how to do that in case you didn't want to use Face Emo, you wanted to delete all of your gestures and put them in a menu instead of having them be attached to your hands. I hope that makes sense. Well, that's it for the video today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions at all or if I need to go more in depth on something. Happy to help in any way I can. Thank you so much for watching. I know the video's been kind of slow lately. I've been super busy with client projects and urgent orders and rush orders, and so thank you for your patience with that. Feel free to join our Discord community. We have meetups every single month. We're having a really fun one this month. I'm so excited for it. More videos coming soon, promise you guys. I've got a couple good ones lined up for you and can't wait to see you in the next one. You take care and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye!